Fine. So today we will start with lymphatic system. Any idea about it? What is lymphatic system? So
Uh, yes, sir. I
yeah,
do
can
know
you?
what the system is.
Yeah, please give
It's
it
a
to me.
system that it's also a it's also a transportation system that runs parallelly with the um, circulatory system.
Mhm.
And you do have various lymph nodes and organs related to the lymphatic system. For example, the adenoid, the tonsils, the Peyer's patches, the thymus gland, the spleen, etc.
Yeah, true. So in one line you can say that lymphatic system is consist of lymph. That's the first thing. Second thing is the capillaries which is connecting. You can see here these are the capillaries and we call them lymphatic capillaries. Then you have lymphatic vessels. Fine. And fourth, you have lymph node. Fine. So all these parts uh, combined to make a separate system, which is called lymphatic system. Okay. Fine. So in this section, we will separately discuss about all the parts. Okay. We'll discuss about lymph separately, then lymphatic system, lymph vessels, and lymph nodes. Okay. So let's begin with the first part, that is lymph. So lymph is actually a white color vascular connective tissue, and it is a alkaline liquid, and it is present between blood and the tissues, or you can say in between the gaps of the cells or tissues, right? So first point, it is alkaline. It is alkaline liquid. Where they are present between blood and tissue. You can also call it as a tissue fluid, also called tissue fluid. Next point, you can say they are white in color. So you can say it is white vascular connective tissue. So these lymphs are also acting as a connective part. Okay, if we'll see the composition, what it contain. So it contain two things. So let's discuss here. It is made up of two parts. Fine. So what are the parts? Let's see here. First part is plasma. Fine. When we say plasma, you can compare this plasma. Its composition of the plasma is exactly the same like blood. but there is slight change in the protein part. Protein is slightly less. So you can say except there is a less protein, less calcium, phosphorus in the plasma of the lymph. But in the blood plasma, proteins, calcium, all these things are present, right? So in one line, you can say that plasma is very similar to blood plasma, except that it has less protein, calcium, and phosphorus. Right? So these three things, protein, calcium, and phosphorus, is slightly less as compared to the plasma of the blood. Next is, what is the next component present in the blood in the lymph plasma is lymphocytes, also called leukocytes. Now, what are they? They are actually a floating amoeboid cells. So, like as we know that in the blood, there are blood plasma and blood cells, right? In the same way, inside the lymph, there is a liquid part which is called plasma, and there is a floating cells are also present here. We call them amoeboid cells. So you can write one point here saying that they are floating amoeboid cells, and their number is less. So you can say less in number. So if you have to compare the lymph with the blood, so you can write in an equation that lymph is equal to blood minus what you have to remove from the blood. Remove all the blood cells, means RBC, platelet, and some protein. If you will remove all these things from the blood, it will become lymph. Got it? This is a simple equation. If you just remember this, you will be able to write the composition of the lymph. Fine. Now, what is the function of this lymph? Let's discuss about the function. So as we can see that they have lymphocyte and they have a plasma composition like a blood. So their function is like a middleman. So lymph act as a middleman between blood and the tissue and help in exchange of material, right? So when substance is being transported from blood to the cell, in between you need some medium through which the substance can be exchanged. So they are acting as a middleman, right? So that's the first function. You can write here that lymph act as middleman between the blood and the tissue and help in exchange of materials. Fine. This is the first function. Second function, they keep the cell moist, right? Keep the cell or tissue, you can say. Moist. Third function, they help in transportation of fats from intestine to the liver. This is the uh, and a special kind of lymph present in the small intestine that's called lacteals. So we'll discuss in the some other part, not here. You must know the name of that particular lymph. So here you can write that it helps in transport of fat from small intestine to liver, right? And that lymph is called lacteals. And as they have phagocyte, that means as they have lymphocytes, so they also fight against infection. Lymphocytes produces antibodies and maintain immunity. Fine. In this way, your body, uh, the local defense mechanism is also being conducted by the lymphocyte present in the lymph. This is the first part, lymph. The second part of the lymphatic system is lymph capillaries, also called lymphatic capillaries. What are these? These are also exactly like a blood capillaries. So they are very small, thin-walled, right? They are made up of endothelium layer, just single layer, one cell thickness, right? So we can write few points on that. You can say that it is these are small, thin walled vessel. So they are very small. They are lined by endothelium. They are very thin, one cell thickness, like how the blood capillaries are. Example of lymph capillary is lacteals. What are lacteals? Lacteals are actually special lymph present in the small intestine. So we'll write here one line that it is special milky lymph capillary found in the villi of intestine, and they appear milky due to presence of fat. They appears milky due to presence of fats, and the name of this fat is uh, chylomicrons. Chylomicron, which they transport. So due to transportation of the fat, these lymph capillaries appears to be milky. If you want, I can show you the lacteals in the small intestine. Let me show you. Yeah, here is the lacteals. You can see the blue color vessels. And this is the small intestinal villi.
Hmm.
You can see this
Yeah.
also.
Hmm.
This is villi, and inside the villi, there is two pipes are going. One is blood, and another is lacteals. I can show you in some different diagram. Wait, yeah, this one. This is quite clear. So this green color is the lacteals, and the red color is the blood vessels, which is going inside. You can see the name here, lacteals. Right?
Hmm. Yes, sir.
Okay, so next section in this lymphatic system is lymphatic vessels. So lymphatic vessels are actually formed by joining many lymphatic capillaries. So many capillaries combine to make a vessels kind of structure. That's called lymphatic vessels. The first point you can say that they are formed by joining lymphatic capillary. And they resembles vein because veins have valve, so lymphatic vessels also have valves, right? So you can mention that they resemble vein in having valves. Now this valves is present in the blood vessels or in the lymphatic vessels to maintain one-way flow, to maintain one-way flow of anything, one-way flow of plasma, or you can say um, prevent backflow. Now, as if you will compare the thickness of these vessels, you will find that they are thinner as compared to the blood vessels. So you can say that they are, or they have thinner wall and numerous valves, which give them which beaded appearance. Now, in the body, inside your body, there is two type of lymphatic vessels. So let's discuss about these two. Next point, there is two main lymphatic vessels. There is two main lymphatic vessels in body. So what are these two lymphatic vessels? Let's discuss that. First lymphatic vessel is called thoracic duct, and second is called right lymphatic duct. Right? Now let's discuss about these two main ducts present in the body. First, let's talk about thoracic ducts. So it collect lymph from your alimentary canals. That's the main duct. So whatever uh, lymphatic capillaries are coming out from the alimentary canal, all merges here. So you can write first point that it collect lymph from alimentary canal, by which vessels? Lymph by lacteals. Lacteals is the name of the lymph vessels, lymph capillary, which is present in the digestive system. So these lacteals get collected to form a main vessels called thoracic duct. Second point, what they contain. So what they do, so it also collect lymph from the lower part of the body, or you can call abdomen part. It also collect lymph from abdomen. Abdomen means from the lower part. Then left side of thorax, left upper limbs, and left side of neck. So from all these places, the limbs is being collected by the lacteals and all merge in a main duct which is called thoracic duct. How they are flowing, how they are moving? So it runs upward. It runs upward in front of vertebral column and open into venous system at the junction of subclavian and internal jugular vein. So these are the two main blood vessels, and near to that they are going to merge. So the name of these vessels are subclavian and internal jugular vessel or jugular vein. This is about thoracic duct. What about lymphatic duct? Right lymphatic duct. So right lymphatic duct is a very short duct, very small. So you can say very short duct as compared to this particular duct, which collects lymph from right side of thorax, then right upper side of, or you can say right upper limbs, and right side of neck. So from where, from these places, they are collecting duct. They are also going to open in the same place. So their opening area is exactly the same where thoracic duct is going to open. So you can say that it open at the junction of right subclavian and internal right jugular vein, where they are going to open. So these are the two main lymphatic vessels present in your body. And the last part is your lymph node. Lymph nodes are sac-like structure where all the lymph get collected. So how they look like? So they are very small. You can say they are small, oval, bean shape, bean shaped bodies. The main purpose of these nodes is to store the lymph, and we know that lymph contain plasma and lymphocytes. What is the role of lymph node? They act as a filter. They act as filter, and they also act as a site for lymphocyte formation. So whatever WBCs are going to form, they are formed in the lymph node. You can say here that site of lymphocyte formation. Next point. If you'll see where they are located, you will find that they are mainly present in the neck region, abdomen, thorax region, right? So these are the parts. So they mainly lie in neck region, abdomen, thorax region, axilla, top region, and groin region. And many numbers, I mean, their majority of lymph nodes are present near the armpits. So you can say that the number is maximum in armpit area, armpit and groin. From inside, you will see the inner structure of the lymph node. You will find that they are their inner border. I mean, they are consist of inner border also. Inside there is a border line. That border is called hilum. So you can say a lymph node as inner border called hilum. And it is formed, if you see the composition of this lymph node, so they are made up of, you can say, formed of fibrous tissue, fibrous muscular tissue, covered by fibrous capsule, which has many partitions. And each partition is called trabeculae, partition called flabiculi. So from internally, how they look like, there are many partitions, and these partitions are fibrous in nature, and each partition is called trabecule. And they contain WBC inside the chambers, inside the fibrous capsule-like structure. You can say that they contain phagocytic WBC and macrophages, which removes microorganism. And cellular debris. Debris means garbage. So whatever is damaged, if cell is damaged or any microorganisms are there, the lymphocyte will act as a phagocytic uh, body, and they will engulf the cell, or they will engulf the microorganism, and they will destroy it. So at the same time, they are providing immunity to the body also. So you can say that lymph node destroy cancer cell. That's very important point here. Lymph node destroy cancer cell, and they are also, they also make lymphocyte which forms antibodies, and they provide immunity. So last function of lymph node, you can say, it store and form lymphocyte which makes antibodies and maintain immunity. Maintain immunity to the body. So this is how all the lymphocytes and plasma stored in the lymph node. And lymph node is actually a muscular sac-like structure made up of muscular tissue, and they have many partitions. And inside these partitions, the lymphocytes are formed and stored also.